News at noon starts right now.
Cooler and more average temperatures in the metro today, but they come with a threat for storms. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Lauren Scafidi. We're also expecting some fierce winds later today, especially in the foothills. But before the weather takes a turn, we can enjoy all that sunshine and those blue skies. It looks great around Lookout Mountain right now. Today, we get to find out all about the changes from our newest weather impact meteorologist, Jaden Knowles. Jaden, we got to do the weekend shows together. Now we get to hang out at noon.
That's right. I'm telling you, we're getting used to each other, and I'm getting used to everyone out there across Colorado, and especially the weather. I mean, the first thing that you've noticed since you start working here is, of course, we have the crazy weather. Yeah, and that's exactly what we've been experiencing the last couple of weeks since I've been here. So far, though, looking outside, it is fairly nice. We are seeing lots of sunshine. Clear skies here in the metro. You can see the upper 60s, a nice and warm start, but not as warm as what we saw yesterday or even back on Monday. If you remember, we saw 85 and 86 on Monday. We're not going to be that warm due to the increase in cloud coverage, as well as you can see those storms over and towards the high country. That's going to continue to uptick, especially up towards the Fort Collins area. You know, we're going to break that down for you in much more detail later on in the show. But here's what we can expect. The upper 70s, 78 degrees. But like Lauren told you, definitely the gusty winds. It's going to be a bad hair day. Go ahead and pack that hairspray. So you can see those future wind gusts, maybe up to 50 miles per hour, even close to 60 towards the foothills. So that's exactly what we're going to be tracking. Of course, we're going to talk about your storm chances later on this afternoon, more in detail in our full forecast. Lauren?
Thank you so much, Jaden. New at noon, a former school psychologist is in custody today. Police say a safe-to-tell report accused him of sexually assaulting a student. Lakewood police say 38-year-old James Chevrier has been serving as a psychologist for Green Mountain High School and Bear Creek High School. Last night, police arrested him on suspicion of multiple charges, including sexual assault on a minor, solicitation for child prostitution, and drug possession with intent to distribute. The Jefferson County School District says they placed him on leave on Monday after the safe-to-tell report was filed. We've learned there was much more to a crash into a garage in Wheat Ridge on Monday. Police say the driver was on Harlan Street when he drove through a water treatment plant and 3 backyards before crashing into that garage on 29th and Ingalls. He then went into the home and barricaded himself in the bathroom. Police say they were able to get him into custody within minutes. They're now recommending multiple charges, including burglary, reckless driving, and harassment. Uber threatened to leave Colorado over the rideshare safety bill. And now Lyft is pressuring the governor to veto the bill lawmakers passed earlier this month. 9 News reporter Courtney Yoon was at the state capitol with details on Lyft's letter to Governor Polis.
Governor Polis has until Saturday to respond to this bill. This is the same legislation that prompted Uber to say it would leave the state if it was signed into law. Now Lyft is weighing in once again as well. In a letter from Lyft's chief policy officer obtained by our partners at Colorado Politics, the platform formally requested the governor veto the bill, saying while it's well intended, it won't improve conditions for riders or drivers. Lyft, like Uber, had expressed reservations about this bill for a while. House Bill 1291 was passed earlier this month, but not before lawmakers made significant amendments to it, and now requires rideshare companies to act faster on safety complaints and for drivers to go through background checks at least once every 6 months. The legislation would also implement policies like allowing drivers to opt in to audio and video recordings of rides. The bill was co-sponsored by Democratic State Representative Jenny Wilford, who is currently suing Lyft. Wilford says someone acting as a driver sexually assaulted her during a ride back in February 2024. The lawsuit filed in January says the rideshare company did not take proper actions to protect her. It claims the driver was unauthorized by the company and driving under a different person's name, which is against policy. Her case led lawmakers to propose legislation addressing both rideshare safety and the rape kit testing backlog in the state forensics lab. We spoke to Wilford about the incident back in January.
Thinking I'm almost home, I'm there, like I'm almost to safety, and to be assaulted when you can see your house, there are no words.
Adams County prosecutors are now charging Muhammadali Mukadirov with felony unlawful sexual contact in the alleged assault. They've issued a warrant for his arrest. At the state capitol, Courtney Yoon, 9 News.
More than 1 million Coloradans rely on Medicaid and would lose health coverage under a Republican plan to pay for President Trump's tax cuts. But the potential cuts would also affect companies that rely on Medicaid funding. One of those, a company called Sustainability, employs people with disabilities. They're worried their days could be numbered if there are cuts.
People just don't have the full picture of what these services bring to somebody's life and how crucial they are for well-being. And just for having that sense of living your life with agency and purpose.
So far, no vote has been scheduled in the House and Senate yet. Attorneys general from 20 states are taking on the Trump administration in 2 new lawsuits. Colorado is one of those states. One lawsuit is against FEMA, the Department of Homeland Security, and its Secretary, Kristi Noem. The other takes on the U.S. Department of Transportation and its Secretary, Sean Duffy. In both lawsuits, the attorneys general accuse the departments of trying to force states into helping the feds with immigration enforcement with threats to withhold federal funding. The coalition argues that attaching immigration conditions to FEMA and DOT funding is illegal. Colorado law specifically prohibits local law enforcement from arresting or detaining people for ICE. Lawmakers introduced a bill this session to change that, but it did not make it past committee. Colorado Parks and Wildlife says they are fully staffed and ready to protect both wolves and livestock this spring. The agency has 13 range riders ready to patrol 9 counties in northwest Colorado through October. Range riders are trained to monitor livestock, deter wolves, and document any signs of predator activity. Only 2 other states have similar programs. That's Washington and Arizona. Tomorrow, Deer Creek Canyon Park will finally partially reopen after last summer's quarry fire burned more than a third of the park. Crews have spent months restoring trails, removing hazard trees, and preventing erosion thanks to a $353,000 in federal funding. A special reopening ceremony is set for 10:30 a.m. tomorrow. The park is expected to fully reopen August 1st.